Okay, so welcome to the Enigma Strategy webinar presented by myself. I'm Henry. Hope everyone is doing fantastic on this Friday afternoon. We're going to be going through, or I'll be going through all of the major pairs for you guys. Just can have a look over the weekend and see what give a forecast for next week. So let's get down to it. We are going to be starting with pound. The pound. Right, here we go. Let's just get rid of this. Pound, as you probably would have seen, has been sliding. What's it doing? 1 second, guys. Fantastic. Sorry about that. Okay, so the pound has been sliding most of this week. Of course, we had the big news that Boris Johnson had got the vote in Parliament, which means he's the new PM replacing Theresa May, and that did something for the pound. Didn't last very long though, did it? Because we didn't break the high, and we very quickly fell back down, and probably we're going to be touching this low before the close of the London session. Actually, it's a very, very big seller's bar that is in formation right now. So I'm not overly pessimistic, optimistic about the pound levels. Let's just do an Elliott wave count so we know where we are. Let's just start with the weekly. This is the weekly view. Clearly, big level there, level here, level here. So let's put these in. That's 1, 2, 3. Now, depending on how bearish or pessimistic you want to be about the pound, I am very pessimistic about the pound. I can quite easily see the pound going to 120. That's my bet for before the year is out. 120 back into this trading range here, because fundamentally there's not a lot to say otherwise, really, is there? The Elliott wave count we can do. It's becoming a little bit clearer actually for me, but let's just all whack it in. So we are looking at. Oh, let's just do this. Yeah, just change this slightly, guys. We're just going to do like this because it looks like a 3-wave move, and this is definitely a 5-wave move happening right now. Because we're on the weekly, it's just take away this. Okay, so on the weekly view, I'm going to be going with this kind of setup here. Let's go to the daily. Here's a daily. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And let's whack that in. 1, 2, 3. Something like that, I'm suggesting. Okay. So there's plenty more downside to go on pound. In terms of intraday, we've kind of missed most of the trading opportunities today because we are now on the latter side of the trading day. But going into next week, what are we looking for? We're looking for a break, a nice clean break below this level. Going into Monday and Tuesday. And then we will most likely get a retest on this area. We will get a retest along this band here. Okay, guys, so we're going to wait for price to break next week, early next week. We are then going to see what happens at this level, and then we will sell the retest back down to a long hold. I would be quite comfortable selling that down to very, very minimum target at 123. That's where I'd be looking to take my profits. But let's wait for this break below 120. 123.835, get the retest and sell this down and take the pound for what it's worth. So quite simple setup on that. Next we have, it's the yen, the USD JPY, which has been very difficult pair to chart up recently. It's been a little bit, oh dear, it's not what we want. Okay, here's yen. It's quite frustrating because all my charts seem to have gone. Let's go to the daily. Okay, so let's look at this structure here. I'm still on the, originally I'm calling this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we're looking at the, oh, that's the wrong bit. Let's just come off this. Sorry, guys. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is still valid at the moment, by the way. And let's get my RSI up, which is not on. RSI. If it wants to do it. Not doing it. Okay, we'll just, we won't worry about that for a minute, but there is actually a divergence between 4 and 5, and that's always something we want to be looking out for. Wave 4 and 5, there will be a divergence in strength, and that's brilliant. Let's get rid of that. So this structure here, it looks like a complex ABC. So you've got an A, B, C. It's actually a complex correction that we can label a WXY, but I will cover that in the, going forward, I will break this down a little bit more. So as it stands, this structure, according to Elliott wave theory, is we're now going to see an impulsive move pushing higher. This would be our wave 1, 2 on the larger degree, but it doesn't look fantastic from theoretically anyway. Technically, it looks a little bit messy. As you can see here, we've got this free wave move, and anything like this that moves in free waves, we can't classify as impulsive, i.e. we're not trending. We're not in a trending market. This is a corrective phase. So this is obviously quite difficult to label. And ultimately, what I'm saying is that I'm not convinced that we are going to see a huge move in the USD JPY, not at least in the short term, 4 hourly. But I am looking at this little setup for Monday. So let me show you guys. So we've got this trading range, and I love trading ranges. So here we go. We've got a trading range here. ABC, so we've got a 3, 1, 2, 3. So we've got A, B, C. So our C leg is going to be 100% of our A leg, and we can measure that with our fib extension. So here we go. 1, and as you see, if I can see properly, because I'm blind. Yeah, it's so fantastic. Look at that. It's coming right to the top on the button at this high, which tells me we can put on that sell limits at 108.999, because we are going to be getting a bounce off of that fib level. That's something that usually we see. So we'll see price retest this top, and it will recoil, come down, consolidate, and then I imagine we will get the push through this level. Now, regardless if we get the push through the level, this whole structure is still corrective. So, talking daily, I think there's limited upside on this pair. And if I show you what I mean, what we could be seeing. So let's just move our A there. got A, B, C. Okay, A leg, B leg, C leg, and so it puts us around about here. Don't forget the A leg and the C leg should be of equal length, and they generally are. Probably 70 to 80% of the time, they will be of the same distance. Now, obviously, the C leg can extend up to 1.618, but knowing the way that this structure looks, I'm doubtful that's going to happen for the moment. So there's a nice opportunity here to short this top, sell the bounce, and then we can think about potentially buying again, taking it past this level here. So that's interesting. Gold is, let's have a look where gold is. Gold's just in a similar kind of, again, this is clearly very, very corrective. Doesn't look very pretty. Let's just go to the daily. So if you've been following my stuff, I've been calling this an ABC on the large degree for quite a while now. So something like this, and we can take the fib. As we can see, I mean, this is a clear three-wave. I mean, it'd be difficult to argue otherwise, wouldn't it, guys? I mean, it's clear as day to me. That's a three-way move. And if you look here, bang, on the button, one. Okay, so, you know, technically we are at the end of this cycle here. We are at the end of this cycle, and we would retrace this whole wave round about to the 22.36, which I think is 1400. No, it's 1385. So classically speaking, in the Elliott wave theory, we will be ABC correction. We will retest first of all this area, but usually the area we want to be looking at is this area here. So there's the 0.382 to the 50%. Gold's a difficult one because there's a the weak US market. People are investors and banks are moving huge amounts of assets into the gold stuff. So I still see downside on this pair, and we'll look at that in a second. I'll go into the hourly for you. I still think we're going to see a bounce down to around 14, might touch a bit below, but then we are going to rocket up, because we could have then a structure. We could easily do something like this, you know, and if we did that, where's gold going? We can check it. Sort of, so yeah, there we go. So we're looking at 1640. Don't forget, this is a daily, but completely within the realms of reality to do that, especially if we look at the weekly chart on gold to show you what I mean. Let's go to the weekly. Here's the weekly. So quite interesting, really. Always, and I always suggest, guys, that you start from a weekly chart. There's no point going to an hour straight away to do your trading, because you're not gonna really know what direction the market's in, and you need to understand, you know, where the overall momentum is going or where it is. So always start from a weekly and work your way down. I go from a weekly, sometimes a monthly, all the way down to an hour, and it will just help to give you the confidence that really ultimately you know where the market's going. So very quickly, this is the trading range. Big level here. Oh, come on. Oh. Big level we broke through recently, which is this level. I say more of a zone, really. So this zone, I'm just going to color that in. Broke through this zone. Huge. Now, because of that, it's unlikely in the short term, I mean, a couple of weeks, we're going to just fall straight through back into this area of value. I don't see that happening, guys. I see a retest, and you can actually see here, price has kind of retested this zone. Look at these candlesticks here. Okay, kind of a half hammer, really, but we've touched this area and we've shot back up. Okay, so that's. Let me just log in. Sorry about this. Let me just log in. If it wants to do it, please do it. I do love a technical problem on a Friday. Let's just turn this off and on again. Looks like we're having real issues with the computer. All right, sorry about this, guys. Oh dear. Let's see if we can go back to it through this way. Okay. Let's go back to gold. This will be recorded so you can just skip through. Looks like we've got a dead keyboard here. Here we go. Come on. Oh dear. Hurrah. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We've got a poorly keyboard. Right, so we retested this zone here, so there's a potential that that retest is done, and we're going to be moving off to the upside. Let's just go to the hour because there's some interesting stuff developing. If you look, I actually put a chart out, guys, on the newbie group. If you please check that out, just to help you, because this was a triangle, and you can kind of see it's A, B, C, D, E. Like this, like this, like that. So, okay. And I thought, okay, we're going to be moving off of this this jump point off to the wave 5. This is clearly a corrective. It's 3 waves, no doubt about that. Look at that. It's not impulsive. It's not impulsive. It is not impulsive. It means we are still in a corrective phase. So what do? We can go to our zones. Okay. We've got a trading zone here. And you can kind of see, there's clearly a 3-wave move developing here, isn't there? Again, it's not impulsive on the larger degree anyway, so we can find out where we finish like this. And I'm not surprised it does finish at the 13.99, which is 14, which is a significant, you can see here how many touches we've had at this level here. So we're looking for the retest at 1400, and we'll be looking to buy the bounce up. Okay, so this should develop over the next couple of days going into next week, but we're very, very strong about buying this zone here and taking gold at least to 14.53. Okay, so fantastic opportunity here. Let's see how this ABC develops. And euro, the euro. Okay, euro, similar story to GBP, really. Weak, very, very weak. Not it's a good shorting opportunity on the daily. I know I did put out a short for everybody, and we got taken out, which is rather annoying. We see we've got spiked up here, taken out, price as of this morning, well, last night into the Asian, and today has just continued to fall. Yesterday was quite important because it actually broke this weekly level straight through. Although price retraced, this is going down. This is really going down, guys. Over the longer term, I can see this going down to 108. That's my target anyway. The 108 before we see any kind of real push. Two ways we can read this structure. ABC. Okay, takes us down to 1091. Okay, so there's a long way to go, even if it's an ABC, a long way to go. I'm kind of favouring now the impulsive move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be, where is it? I'm looking at this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the daily. Remember, guys. So if you're selling this small lot size, we can work out what the way free will be now. Oh wow, look at that on the button. I'm good at this. So there we go. Down, bang, bang, bang. Let's just go into this a little bit more. Okay, so usually, let's get our zones in. What I believe will happen going into early next week, this will slide heavily. The euro will slide heavily, and we will see some kind of retest in around this zone to make the way four, up, and then it will be service resumed down to 108, and that will be my that's my punt on the euro. So that's just an update, guys, of where I think the markets are heading over the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be putting out a market report on Sunday, so please do check that out. I'm not sure much more happens between now and then, but I will put something out. I'll put some text together. Please take a moment to read it. If you're trading today, be careful, use risk, use appropriate lot sizes, all that other stuff. Okay, one more thing, guys. We do have a boot camp that runs in a few weeks' time. It's run by the heroic Matt Shaw, who's one of our senior traders. He's going to be in London teaching our bootcamp strategy, so it's for beginners and intermediate traders alike. It's very, very full, so we are running out of places. If you're interested in coming, it's between the 4th and 5th of August. It's in central London. Now, usually we do charge $697 for that course, but we do have a promotion with Pepperstone. So if you wanted to get on the course for free, all we would require is a $250 deposit, and you can get your seat. I'm going to be there offering some whatever support, or just drinking coffee. I'm not sure yet, but I will be there. So look forward to seeing some of you there. So I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I hear the weather is going to be very mediocre, so whatever you're doing, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you Tuesday for the next live webinar. Thanks, guys. See you later.